In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Canvas so that you can sync your grades with Infinite Campus. So first off, you will have your assignments here. You first need to set up these groups, that's what this is called, so that they match the categories in Infinite Campus. Now, I know that a lot of schools use practice and performance as their two categories and split it 70-30, so I'll just kind of use that example. So what I need to do is I don't have a group here. I've only got one group that's called assignments, and I don't have a practice and I don't have a performance. So what I'm going to do is I come to my assignments tab. I'm going to come up here to plus groups, and I am going to call this one practice. I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to hit it again, and I'm going to do performance. Regardless of what you select here, it has to match what the categories are in Infinite Campus. If you only have one category, then it needs to be the same name. And now we are also going to need to put in the weights. But what I need to do now is I need to get these assignments down into the appropriate practice or performance. So I can drag them down. If for some reason you have done this and you have a whole bunch of assignments here and you don't want to drag each one down because you have a whole lot, and you set up your groups late, you can come up to here to the three dots or the snowman, and you can actually go delete, and before it deletes it, you can move all of those, and we're going to say that that's practice. And then we're going to say delete group, and now those have been moved into practice, and then I have my performance. And now what I want to do is I want to assign my group weights. So I want to click that, and I am going to say that I want practice to count for 70% of my grade and performance 30% of my grade. Whatever you have in Infinite Campus, it just has to match. And you hit save. And then we're going to come up here, and then you're going to say sync sys categories. Now I can't click on that because this isn't a course that is linked to a course in Infinite Campus because I don't have those. But once you've done that sync with sys categories, you're all good. Now, if you are in your module and you are creating an assignment, so I'm going to come over here and I want to create another assignment, and I'm going to say that this is practice 5, and I'm going to, I always indent, and hit add item. And now when I go in and hit my edit button to put in my information, my what is this, why are they doing it, and how are they going to use it, I'm going to come in, I'm going to put my point totals, and now I can assign the group here. So I can say, oh, is it practice or performance? I can do it there. I can go and I can change it on the assignments tab if I forget. But I do that, and then if I'm going to have any online submissions, like a text entry box, give them their attempts, then I need to make sure that I check this box, sync to Infinite Campus. It won't sync with Infinite Campus if you don't have that box checked. Again, I don't have a class that syncs, so it won't work for me. You have to say that it's assigned to everyone. It will not sync if you do not say assigned to everyone. Additionally, it has to have a due date. Do not have the due date cross two different quarters. If you assign it in quarter 1, the due date needs to be in quarter 1 or it won't sync appropriately. So just know that, but it has to have a due date. So you'll set the due date, and then you're going to hit your save and publish, and it is ready to go to sync now. One last step that we want to go to is we need to find the grade sync tab here. If you do not see the grade sync tab, you will go down to settings, and you'll click on navigation. And what has happened is that it'll be down here in the items that are hid from students. Students can't do anything with this, but you have to have the GradeSync set up here. So let's say we've moved it up there. I would need to make sure that I hit save. And then I'm going to go to my GradeSync tab. And if it had passed any grades to Infinite Campus, you would see it here under the History tab. And if it has a red exclamation mark, that means there was an error in those GradeSyncs, and you can click on that, and then there's a tab that says error message, and you might be able to figure out what the problem is. But if you can't, you can reach out to Canvas support and chat, and they can help you figure out what the problem is. But what I really want to show you is I want you to click this Utilities tab and then click on the Nightly Sync. That way it syncs every single night. If for some reason you had an error message and you were able to figure out what it was and change it, you can then click Remaster Grade Passback, and that is doing a manual push to your gradebook, and it should send it over to Infinite Campus, and it should be there within an hour. So those are the items that you need. So this is what you need to do in Canvas to get it to pass, and then I have created another video that talks about what you need to do in Infinite Campus to see everything.